Hi, my name is JamesB. I'm going to be talking about starting seeds indoors today. And thank you for attending my presentation. Okay. Oh, let me go back.
Left there.
Okay, so why do you want to start seeds at home? There are a couple of really great reasons. First of all, it's really cost effective. You can get a lot more tasty varieties than you can at the grocery store as well. There are a lot of things that you just can't find there. You can also grow hardier plants by doing it in your house, starting it in the season earlier. You get an increased growing season from that as well, and it's really easy. So, being cost effective. Seeds cost way less than plants. The example of this is right from Burpee's website. You can either buy 100 seeds for $4.95, or you can buy 3 plants for $16.95. So that ends up working out to $5.95 per plant, which is about average if you go to any nursery or commercial grower. So $5.65 per plant, and then per seed at a 90% germination rate, it'll be 5.5 cents. So that's quite a difference in cost. But there are also other even more cost-effective ways of starting your own seeds. And you can harvest the ones from the grocery store. If you find something you really like, grab the seeds from it, you can plant those. So you can also take seeds that from plants that you've already grown, because they kind of adapt a little bit to the habitat. For example, I have peppers at home that come up like weeds in my garden. They're not really supposed to be there, and they're not supposed to live in the climate, but they keep coming back, and they grow faster and stronger than the peppers that I start inside. So keeping your own seeds is really beneficial because they'll get tailored to your environment. They kind of evolve to be better for that. So taste your varieties. Variety is the spice of life. Add some fun to your food. You go to the grocery store, you see what looks like that. It's about 16 different varieties of peppers. So this is about 25, 30 different kinds of peppers. And how many of you have seen tomatoes like this in the grocery store, this kind of variety? No one. So these are all habaneros. I've maybe seen only one kind in the grocery store. Each one has their own delicious flavor, and they have spices that you just can't really find anywhere else. For years I'd been searching for it's a spice that I found in Indian food, and no one could ever tell me what the flavor was until I started growing my own peppers. I realized it was the Buchalokia, which is one of the spiciest peppers in the world. So Burpee lists 72 varieties of seeds. They have 99 kinds of plants. The reason for that is because they want to upsell the plants. If you go to any other grower, you can find hundreds of different kinds of tomato seeds. There's hundreds of pepper varieties as well. I got onto this website called thehotpepper.com a couple years ago, and they do this thing called seed trains. And it's all just it's a bunch of people that just really love the hobby of growing peppers. So they'll save the varieties. This box comes around with hundreds of different kinds of seeds in it. You take out what you would like, and then you put your own in, and maybe some fresh peppers, all labeled. So there's free, fun, easy ways to do this. So seed breeding is another interesting thing, and that gets back to what I was talking about with growing it for, being suited for your yard, like how my peppers kept coming back year after year. So breeding them is really beneficial because you'll have to do less work. So there's 2 methods that are the simplest ones you could possibly do. They only have 5 to 6 different supplies that you need for them. Method 1, you take a paper towel, stick it inside a Ziploc bag, get it a little wet, toss the seeds in there. Once they sprout, take the potting soil, put it in tiny pots, jab a pen in there, drop in the seed, done. For method number 2, you basically just add water to this tray, the little pots come up, jab a hole in the middle, stick the seed in, cover the top, don't worry about it. Once they start coming up, take the top off, good to go. Stick them in the pots, in the dirt, wherever. So, indoor lighting. This is a really big aspect for getting plants started early. A lot of pepper plants take a very long time to grow. They're typically perennials, but we treat them as annuals, just because we don't have the proper climate for them. So you really want to get them started in late December, early January. And for that, you need indoor grow lights. There's a couple different kinds of grow lights. Not all light is the same. There's incandescent, fluorescent, LED, metal halide, and plasma. Each one has their own specific light curve that they give out. This is a PAR curve. PAR stands for photosynthetic active radiation. So it's showing the color spectrum and the amount of that spectrum that plants can absorb in order to grow. And they really need a good portion of it to grow to their full potential, because that's basically what the sun gives off, is this colored portion right here. So this little squiggly line is from a plasma bulb. Plasma bulbs are about $1,200 each. They're not cheap, and they get to about 1,000 to 2,000 degrees, so they're very dangerous unless you're a commercial grower. This is a curve for high pressure sodium, and it's better. The light only gets to about 700 degrees, but it's still really hot, still really dangerous. You really want to go for either fluorescent or LED. Fluorescent's going to be more cost effective over time. I did the calculations for the replacement of the bulbs and the unit cost. Over a 5-year period, they work out to exactly the same. The LEDs can cost between $400 and $600. The T5 fluorescents end up costing maybe $50 to $70. So they're definitely the best for starting seeds indoors. And you definitely want to have more toward the blue spectrum, because it'll force them to grow smaller, denser, and a lot hardier. So once you get them out there, they'll have a really established root system, and they'll be able to just take off running. And let's see. So why you need to get a head start in the growing season, and just reiterate these points. It'll yield more food, as well as grow stronger and healthier plants. So if you can get the plant out there flowering sooner, the sooner you're going to have fruits. So growing extra plants ensures that you get the most vigorous growers, and it'll help pay for your supplies if you really want. For example, I bought my own T5 light and metal halide, and under the 1 4-foot T5, I grew 150 tomato seedlings. Cherry-picked the best ones for myself, sold all the rest for half of what the store cost, paid for all my fertilizer, light, everything. So it's way cheaper to do it yourself. It's so much easier. Don't give your money to these big corporations. And variety's the spice of life. Enjoy it. We eat several times a day. You might as well enjoy your food. And it's fun. So, quick question. What does PAR stand for? Anyone?
Photosynthetic active radiation.
Yep. Okay. And why do you want to grow your own stuff? Start your own seedlings? Anyone?
It's cheap.
It's cheaper by a lot. Yeah. Okay. And this is my sources, and thank you for attending my presentation.